listen to Electric TV Radio. Don't touch that dial. You touch it, I make it.
Electric TV Radio. Redefining broadcasting. Listen. You are listening to Electric TV Radio. Electric TV Radio. We dare to lead. This is radio like you never heard before. Electric TV Radio. The pathfinder for radio.
Mesdemoiselles, mesdames,
Hey, that's my sister's voice.
bonsoir. Je m'appelle Fondamont et ce soir je suis avec LGBT sur LGBT TV Radio.
I've come to play today. All right, good morning and welcome to the Sports Buffet on Elegweta TV Radio. My name is Alfie Mawson. You love to call me the Elegweta One of Sports. Benedict is not here today, so it's just gonna be me and you guys having a swell day. Okay, it's Friday, and I just decided to continue from where I was at stop. And straight up, I'm gonna put it up in your faces if you're there. And she was talking about Johnny Drill being a great love. Love singer, love song singer. Well, I don't know about that anyway, but I'm gonna give this whole thing some time to percolate, to simmer, to brood and boil and yum up together, yum up together well, and then we'll talk about some things in that direction. But I'm gonna continue from where I stopped yesterday. Like I promised, I said to you guys that we're going to talk about freak injuries that footballers had away from the field of play, because Chelsea fans are complaining, why would you play Chua? Shut up. People get injured anywhere. I can get injured sitting in this chair, just sitting in this chair, doing this show, nothing. You can get injured just walking by and somebody threw a boomerang and it hits you badly. And I think freak accidents happen, okay? It's not planned for. It's not because you're playing rough play. It's not because you were doing. It's a case of just being in the wrong place, wrong time, wrong place, or like flying bullets kind of thing. We don't use that on anybody, but it does happen, right? Okay, drive-by shooting, all of these things that happen, right? But before I go into all of that, I'm going to bring you guys in on this a bit. If you're on YouTube, if you're on that, but I'm going to read the whole story for you guys, the whole lineup. Yesterday, what I did was just to mention the names, but I'm going to give you guys details now. Like, how to say the devil in the details, right? I like the details, the sweet, juicy details. I don't do aproko, but I just like details. I'm all in the details. Like, if you look at Elegota TV, the payoff line that we have is every details. Every little details count. Okay, every little details count. And it's just who we are, like getting in the details and all that. And blah 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 blah. Okay, I smooth. I don't understand when you say guys smooth. I'm only smooth when there's money in my bank account. Right now, I ain't got a dime in my bank account. Hey, my sister. Okay, so talking about smoothness. So I've got this sister. Jonas, how you doing? I've got this sister who's in the US. She's beautiful, elegant, and very smooth. These days she's aging backward. Val Onome. Can follow her on Instagram and go check her. She's aging backward. She's not looking like. So I saw a video of her yesterday. I was just smiling. I was crushing on my own sister. I think, look at my sister. She's looking young. She's looking young. She's looking sweet. And let me not say the things that I said. Oh God, I said that. Why are you this bad? Why are you just this poor? Is that small worry that you grow up that you're spoiled like this? Okay. But whatever. I mean, what makes a man you can be very fine if you don't get money, you like men's confidence come from money. Like once you have money, if you like be ugly like Portable, then just say that. Okay, if you like be ugly like Portable, you will still have confidence, you'll still be smooth, you still have swag and all that. But then if you don't have money even if you're as fine as Dami Joe or Donald Duke, there's just something that is out of you. It's only women that can be like dry, out of pocket, no cover, but still have massive confidence. A woman can dress up, no single dime on her pocket, and she will go out on the road and confidently know that she will get a free ride to wherever she wants to go, and come back with shopping bag full, and still then come back having money but not doing any work. She not even kiss self. There's just something about women that's different. I was like, oh God, this is YouTube. I would have loved to play that Strength of a Woman song now, but I can't. Okay, just something. Sometimes I miss terrestrial radio. I miss terrestrial radio because of the things that I would have done. Like at this stage now, maybe I wouldn't be doing the things that I used to do, back in the day. Like at this stage of my life, if I was in terrestrial radio, probably I would have tilted towards Murphy Jemba's way of doing radio. I can't do Murphy Jemba. Like, there's nobody that can do Murphy Jemba. And I've seen a lot of people trying to copy it, but I would have tilted towards that way of doing sports and music and general conversation and all that. But then this is different. When I was in Brilliant, I was just serious hardcore. I was like DMS or Tupac or Biggie, like hardcore rap, football analysis, nothing in between, no jokes there. Like the jokes, if I try to do joke, people frown at it. So it's different. But right now, I mean, I am. I can play. But then again, I have my hands tied behind my back like this. Like, YouTube restriction is crazy. Like, imagine in the middle of a conversation, you want to just use a song to illustrate what you're thinking, what your thought is. It would be very easy. Like, I'm Strength of a Woman. Wonder how this word would be. This woman. Boom, just play. And then you cut it. And then you come back to the show again. And that's not happening. Today's Friday anyway, so we are free to play, have fun, say whatever we want to say, do whatever we want to do. So one question that I'm going to ask, whether you're a man, you're a woman out there watching or listening, what's the craziest? This is Nigeria. I don't think Nigerians are ready for some of the kind of crazy things that go on in my head. But let's have some fun. It's Friday. What's the craziest place you've had sex? Yeah, because that's the question that someone asked me. So what's the craziest place you've had sex? In your life. If you have children, please log off. For children, if you're listening here, log off. Today, I'm going to be like Bobby. I'm not holding back anything. But let's roll up on the injury freak and weird injuries that footballers have had in their life. Okay? That a footballer got injured eating carrots. That should be the height of it. But let me start. Okay, let me go back to the 19th bizarre injury and let me just get you in on this story. When I was researching this and I saw it, I was like, this one is on my show. I'm taking it. Hey, 90minutes.com. Thank you very much for putting this out there. I'm taking this for my show because it is good. But then you can still write via Instagram. Talk to me, okay? It's a talk about pidgin English. You understand? I said, well, if I tell this about pidgin English, it will sound more crazy. So I said, where be the worst place where you for don't parking? Parking like stealing, right? Where you for don't shafa? Where you for don't shafa? Where be the worst place where you don't shafa for your life? Okay. I think that's good. I think that's a good one. Today is Toji Rwana's birthday. I babe that year. Okay. And then my little child is graduating. Blessing. Chima Nenny is graduating from Ebonyi State University. That's another thing to be happy about. And all of a sudden, Gwendolyn Marcus in Port Harcourt has found a mojo in talking sports on radio, and she's killing it. Somebody recorded her and sent me a bit of her the other day, and I listened, and it was lovely. And she's good. Okay. And those are the people that you want to see them grow and become something better. Okay, so let me bring you guys up to speed with what I was saying about the freak injuries that have happened. I'm going to give you some tidbits about the World Cup as well, and so on and so fifth and so seventh and so eighth. Okay, but what's the weirdest place you've had sex? It sounds weird. It sounds tush. It sounds up. Pigeon English. What's the weirdest place you've had sex? Yes, it's a sports show, but it's Friday. Let's go crazy and see how we go. Let's go crazy. And what's the craziest thing you've done for sex anyway? People like, what's happening to that for today? Was it crazy? No, I'm not crazy. Okay, so let's bring the football side while you guys are giving me your own gist. And some people will pretend I say the pastor children or even pastor the shafa. Okay, football has conjured up some excellent stories from around the world throughout the years, both wacky and wonderful, against the odd victories and zero to hero moment come to mind. But what about the truly bizarre, like terrible ones? What about those ones? Okay, footballers are often deemed to not be the brightest bunch, which isn't really fair. However, after reading some of the injuries these players have suffered and how they got them, you will be hard pressed to find a strong enough case to argue otherwise. Okay, in light of the recent knee injury Alfie Mawson suffered, sustained while putting his boots on, we'll take a look at some of the more peculiar, puzzling, and piece on yourself laughing impairment footballers have experienced away from the pitch. So let's start at the honorable top of the list in number 19. Shaun Hutchinson. I don't know if you guys know him. I'm not going to try to explain him to you. If you call yourself a football follower, you should. Dida, I sent you a DM. You're not replying my DM. Dida. Okay, I'm coming for you later. Shaun Hutchinson taking the beans out. Okay, so I do that a lot. I take the beans out. I pride myself as a domesticated man. So I'm never going to enjoy taking the bean out. But when I read this, and I'm thinking, I live upstairs, and I go open the back door from the kitchen, and I'm trying to take the bean out. Imagine if I slipped and broke my... No, I can't break my leg again. And injure myself, sprain my leg. Like, what's it called? Gwendolyn Marcos sprained her ankle. She's not explained to me what she was doing when she sprained her ankle. Maybe she was doing some style, some set style. I don't know, but I'll find out from her. What were you doing, Gwen, when you sprained your ankle? Okay, and maybe you should explain that to me. But imagine I'm going to throw away the trash. Over here we say trash, but it's bin. Okay, that's it. As you will find with many of the injuries to feature on our list, there are some that were, for lack of a better phrase, plain stupid. That's how they wrote it. It's not me. Okay. However, in the case of Millwall's Shaun Hutchinson, he injured himself in early January this year while doing his bit of the environment. In what has been described as a freak accident by the manager Neil Harris, Hutchinson got a nasty gash on his chin while taking his beans out, forcing him to miss the next 2 Millwall games and becoming one of the more recent additions to the unconventional injury club. That's number 19. Okay, so I mean, he slipped and fell and then injured his chin, and then we got the rest. But let's take this one. Iva Banega. You guys know Iva Banega. He's a UEFA Cup winner. He's a Spanish player. It's not Spanish, but he plays for Sevilla for a very long time. Fantastic guy. I think there was a time that former Arsenal manager, what's it called? Una Emery, aka Mr. Good Evening, who is now currently the manager at Aston Villa. It took some time because his work permit was not granted. Remember, while we were all doing what we're doing, while men were sleeping, British decided that they are no longer Europe, they are no longer EU, the Brexit. And since the Brexit, they've not had a stable minister. Everything, stable prime minister, everything have all become hush and bosh in the land of the Queen. Since the Brexited to, the Queen have died. Since the Brexited to, Charlie have inherited the throne, and somehow That's why I say when you work hard, shop your money. Don't be saving it for inheritance, because the people that will inherit it will abuse it. Charlie, I've decided to sell all the horses. All of the horses that Mama Charlie used to love, that Mama Charlie used to carry to heart, that Mama Charlie used to, give her in short, I love to. She loved the horses more than she loved humanity itself, or the kingdom of the British kingdom. And the next thing she loved more than the horses is slavery. Yes, I said it. I'm not afraid to say it. I'm a black person. I'm a Nigerian. I'm suffering. I said it. Yes, the Queen of England loves slavery more than anything. Yeah, go and conquer everywhere. Conquer everywhere. Do you know that the British people owns, like the British Empire owns the whole of like 97% of Canada? How dare you? Well, let's move on. So, Arsenal manager Unai Emery. This report was written when Unai Emery was Arsenal manager. Has reportedly been after bringing Ivan Banega to the Premier League this window, with the midfielders quick thinking on the ball and ability with his feet, catching the Gunners' boss' attention. But this is what happened. It could be deemed unfair to include him in the list as being hit by a car in a serious concern, except when you find out it was his own car. Yes. Rather remarkably, Banega forgot to apply the handbrakes to his car back in 2012, resulting in it rolling back and trapping his foot. Okay, he subsequently required ankle surgery and was out for a whole while. Much better with his feet, it appears, but then senses are not better at all. That's another freak accident that happened. Well, I'm still waiting for you guys to tell me some of the weirdest places you've had sex in your life. So there's this player that played for Manchester United. His name is Guillermo Varela, infected because he went to go and make tattoo. I've been wanting to put tattoo in my hand, yes, since forever, like this place, like this, and on my back, and somewhere on my neck here. But I'm always saying that I don't know. I don't want to go like all these Miami kind of tattoo parlor. I don't want to go there and then go and get Yoruba tattoo virus. I cannot cure it. That's why I've not done it yet. I've seen people come to say, the guy that did my own is very good. What's his name? Kamoru. Nah, I don't want Kamoru doing my tattoo. I don't want to tell somebody who did your tattoo and say Kamoru. I don't want to tell people that Kamoru is the one that did my tattoo. Yes, Gwen says she did not get an ankle injury through sex. So let me even listen to what she's saying. Says Kwa. See question. Yes, I said, Gwen, how did you get your ankle injury? Was it during sex or during one-to-one, whatever, do something? How did you get your ankle injury? Let's start with that. But then the question on ground that we need to answer: what's the weirdest, craziest place you had sex? Yeah, yes, we're talking sports does not mean that. That's what brought all of us here. My daughter came to me the other day and asked me, Daddy, how was I born? I said, your mommy got pregnant, and then after 9 months, we went to that hospital that you went with me to go and have Tigger, and then we gave birth to you, and 3 days later, you were home. And since then, you've been like, she said, no, Daddy, that's not the question I'm asking. How did I get into my mommy's womb? Did my mommy eat me and I was there? And I said, no. So how did I get there? And you know, when kids start asking those kind of questions that are very, very unbalancing, that puts you on the edge of your seat, like you're playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, they're asking you the 10 million naira question. You know that they're serious. You know that they've heard something somewhere, they've read something somewhere under their phone or iPad, or they've listened to something. They just go. And then you want to dribble them. You want to Maradona your way out of it. And they're like, oh, you're Maradona, eh? We too, we are Messi. Okay, if you're dribbling, we're dribbling. If you're going to run, we'll say both is in my DNA. So they are with you on like every inch of the way. They are with you. Okay. So and so I just paused. I said, okay, so what happened was, you know, I love you, right? I should say, yes, I know that, and I love you too. I said, okay, you are a product of love. So because I love your mom, and she loved me back, and then we slept in the bed, and then all of a sudden, the angel of love came in the night, and just the way Tooth Fairy comes in the night, take your tooth and give you money, because I'm the guy like Tooth Fairy. That's how they put you in your mommy's womb, and then you grow for 9 months and you were born. And she said, what's the angel of love? I said, Cupid. And then she went on the phone and she went, Oh, Cupid, did they shoot mommy with an arrow? I say yes, with a very getting up arrow that's go in and out. Oh God of heaven. And so after that, I saw her go to her elder brother, Bruno, and then they were talking about how they were born, blah 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 blah. Kilo Komi, I've done my bit. Right, in number 17 of players who get injuries out of the field, very, very freaky injury. While on loan at Eintracht Frankfurt from Manchester United, Guillermo Varela was specifically ordered by his temporary coach not to get a tattoo. So obviously he did. Not only did the club state that Guillermo's time at Frankfurt is over following the breach of rules in the most karma-like way, the tattoo ended up becoming infected and ruled him out of the game at the German Cup final. Not that he would have played anyway, because after getting the tattoo, it's over. But then, what kind of club, what kind of coach would say players should not get a tattoo? I don't understand. But then I realized that there was an Argentine coach that told players to cut their hair. And I wish I was playing under that kind of coach. I'm not going to cut hair. Oh, blood of God. There's some things that are just funny. But then there's some coaches who just want to be both your coach, your manager, your father, your God, your daddy Gio, and everything. It happens anyway. Well, fondly remembered by Liverpool fans, the Finn was plying his trade at Swedish side Malmo when a moment of nothing other than sheer bad luck occurred. You know what I'm talking about? His name is Yareli Manning. Yareli Manning, if you talk about him, Malmo, talk about him, Liverpool, maybe a lot of people would not understand. But for the old school, my age mate, the OGs like me, one place you will remember him for the most is Ajax. He won the UEFA Champions League. I wanted to say CAF Champions League. He won the UEFA Champions League with Kanuako, Finidi George, Edgar Davies, Clarence Seedorf, I was rising in that squad. Danny Blind, Edwin Vadisa, and all of those guys, the Boa brothers, Marco Vamas, all of them. Okay, Kanuako was a benchwarmer. Is there any place that Kanuako was not a benchwarmer in his life, sir? Okay. While under the guidance of Roy Hodgson, Yareli Manning was among the Swedish club's executives when a ring pulled out from a can of Coke opened by the sporting director struck him in the eye and left him sidelined. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? You went to go and see your chairman. You went to go and see your executive. And then they were opening Coke. They opened the Coke. And it gives you blind eye. One blind eye. I don't understand. An eye for an eye. Must have offended somebody drinking Coke in his former life. Now let's talk about this one. How do you get injured having too much fun? Okay? Kevin Prince Boateng. You know that one? The other one. There are two. Okay, there's Kevin Prince Boateng, and then there's another Boateng. Okay. The brothers, one chose Ghana, one chose Germany. The one that chose Ghana is the one I'm talking about. The one that will not play any good football, but one big club will still sign him. That's the one I'm talking about. Well, it's not like the other one didn't play for big club anyway. Okay. Don't worry, Barcelona fans, this hasn't happened just recently. While on the books of AC Milan in 2012, the Ghanaian pulled up with a mysterious thigh injury that the Rossoneri doctors couldn't quite put his finger on. Now, you people were asking me, somebody asked me, Sesqua. Okay, now you know. Luckily, Boateng's Italian girlfriend, Melissa Satar, was able to shed some light on the mystery, saying the reason why he is always injured was because he had sex 7 to 10 times a week. What the fuck was the problem with you? Are you trying to have more children than my father? What's that? So you see where this question of the day is coming from. That Kevin Prince Boateng have sex 7 to 10 times a week, though life being a super rich footballer. I don't know. It's a tough one, man. It's a tough one. But that's when you think that, okay, the crazy brother had one crazy freak injury outside of football on the sex bed, working on the sex machine. What's his name? James Brown. No, this one, he also, he cited the other person. He reached the other side of the family. So for Kevin Prince, I think it was sex. But then Jerome Boateng, it was airline drink trolley. Now try and figure this for those of you that have flown on the plane. Try and figure this that you're sitting in your plane. I tell you, put on your seatbelt, fasten your seatbelt like come on, please fasten your seatbelt, sit back in your seat. And then you're sitting there, and then the people that are rolling food, and you want wine, what white wine or red wine, blah blah blah, alcohol, blah 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 blah, water, beverage, food, what kind of food you want, chicken or beef, fish, or and then they're rolling it, and then it just goes off, and then let's get the story. Let's get the details, okay? It seemed non-related football injuries run in the family. As Kevin Prince's brother will tell you, the player was due to make his Manchester City debut, yet had to postpone his Premier League induction after aggravating a knee injury when he collided with a drink trolley while on a flight. I imagined my start at Man City to be quite different. Of course, he said it clearly had an effect as his City career never took off because a aeroplane was grounded on his knee. That's just what happened. Okay, Santiago Canizares. This is the first, for me, the first bizarre football injury that I was like directly, I got to know it like instantly because in 2002, so I was still like recuperating from my knee, and I was just preparing to follow the World Cup, the Korea-Japan World Cup, and I was in that hospital in Canada, and then news would just be breaking, and then Santiago Canizares was the number 1 goalkeeper for Spain, and then all of a sudden the news broke like it was news. Spanish number 1 goalkeeper injured from shaving stick after shave bottle. How do you? I don't understand. I don't understand that. But let me read the story for you. Okay, I was shocked at that one anyway, and that's how he lost his place in the Spanish national team. That's how his career ended anyway. With his striking blonde hair and unquestionable talent, it doesn't stop Canizares being perhaps the most unlucky goalkeeper to come out of Spain. He just fought his way into Spanish number 1 slot in goal before the cruelest of fate saw him injured in the build-up to the 2002 World Cup. While staying in a team hotel room, the Spaniard infamously dropped a bottle of aftershave on the floor and severing a tendon and forcing him to miss out on the tournament entirely. A certain Ike Casillas took his place, and the rest, they say, is history. Oh, we're having some fun here today. I'm laughing at Kevin Hart did the comedy and he called it laughing at my pain. So I'm laughing at the pains of people. I've got my own injury too. My own is on the field. Have you guys ever had an injury that you shouldn't have? Like domestic injury, like trying to start a generator and then this elbow, this bone here, it's called the funny bone, right? You hit it on the iron or the gate or the wall, depending on where it is. Or somebody's trying to pull the starter for a generator and then the rope come out and hit you here. And I don't know about if it's ever happened to you, let me know about that. But I know I've experienced it. Or you're trying to run and your chin, your leg hits the stool. You know those ekbeti that they use forgotten wood when they grease well, make, where they heavy. And then you hit it, and then all your hurry, all the rush in your body, humble. That's why you now pick up your pen and say, I humbly apply. For those people who used to write application letter, you remember that line, I humbly apply. You humble, and then when the spirit of the Lord is upon your life, you will calm down, be calming down well. Well, let's take number 12. Dave Bissett, salad cream. How does salad cream cause somebody to get injured? Okay. What is it with goalkeepers and dropping bottle-sized objects into their feet that we don't know about? Okay, David Bissett was guilty of almost exactly same unfortunate series of events as Canizares in his case, dropping a bottle of salad cream on his foot. Unlike the Spanish counterpart, however, Bissett deliberately tried to control it with his bare foot, resulting with 2 months on the sideline with, you guessed it right, torn foot tendon. Those people, you know, those of us where something want to cut up, want to play, want to. That's what happened. It went out for 2 months. Okay, Liralita, Lirexane, Liralita, you know. So let's talk about Liralita. How can you get injured waking up? I don't understand. But then, without a doubt, the most innocuous of all the injuries sustained on this list would have to be this one. Liralita takes the biscuit for missing a month out while on the books of Reading for merely getting out of bed. How do you get injured getting out of bed? There's been injuries prone, then there's this. Lita was stretching his leg after catching a snooze and strained a muscle in his leg, leaving him unable to even train for 2 days. Reading manager Steve Coppell said of the incident, "It is not an injury that should be ridiculed or made light of, which, let's be honest, really couldn't be any further from the truth." Okay, number 10 is coming after I have read some of the comments on Instagram and YouTube, if there is any. Okay, so let me try and give it a push and see where we're at. 69 Lima says, good morning, sir. Good to join you. Thank you very much for joining. This is me starting from the top. Now, KW said, Baba smooth this morning. Morning, oh, good morning. I read that before, but I just thought I should read it again. Saint says, okay, Abba. Okay, and Val was doing, I don't know why. And then she said, talk am for pidgin. We go understand. We don't understand. Talk am again well. I hear you. I was about, he said, last time out, na inside car, na him, blah, blah, take happen between me and my shankers. Back then, the thing sweet different. I must say, bulletin inside car is the weirdest thing, but sweet. Big one, bros. So at National Stadium Surulere, I fired inside the car too. But now let me tell you something about this car experience here. So when I was growing up, they used to say that you cannot fire inside car, you cannot fire inside office, you cannot fire inside church, blah, blah, blah. Well, I fired inside church, I fired inside car, I fired inside office. Now, they used to say if you fire for car, the car will get accident. Summer. Like maybe 1 year later, my car not had accident. Guess what? The first thing I thought about was that firing in the stadium inside the car. I don't know if it's connected anyway. The gods of our land. You have to send your representative to come and talk to me about that one. Okay. I must want to say, I beg, make draws happen today. I won't laugh some people. I'm waiting for that draw anyway. And Valanum is laughing. The head did that. Said, have boss, guess you are on set. Haven't checked. Okay. I have it in proper Niger. Boosties is the sweetest ever. Have you ever been traveling? Like, because it's happened to me. You're traveling and you're on this bus, and then you just get these checkers, and then the two of you just vibe like Bluetooth, and everything just connect like this. And then you get to that, maybe you're or somewhere that's like, I want peace, I want shit, everybody just stop. This was the time when they've not built all those shops that you go and shoot in those. Sometimes you just want to feed the bush. And then we went into the bush. And then instead of doing the shooting and pissing, we do the do. And then we come back feeling like, I mean, the funny thing, we coming back, we now decide, hey, follow that side, I follow this side. I don't understand. But I've been a bad boy. I've really been a bad boy. Oh, but it was fun. It was fun. Who don't like and I know. The head, he said, I've replied you, boss. Guess you are on show. Okay, I would see it later. And who else again have something to tell me? I like that cast story. Saviki said, 7 to 10 times a week. Can we call in weekly Randy? We should be able to call him now. Saviki said, village people follow Canizera, go Korea, Japan. Yeah, that was a sad one, Sha. That one is not something to laugh at. It was painful. Then, even for me, watching it on TV was painful. Shaun Fiola of Lagos. Shaun Fiola of Lagos says, it's always nice listening and watching you. Thank you very much. And I think he said, you can wake up injured. Like today, I woke with a neck pain today. Maybe the way I placed my neck and head caused it. That used to be a very common thing for my mom. My mom would wake up and say she slept wrongly. It's never happened to me. I've never slept and then I wake up and I have a mogoshuku. So for those of you who didn't grow up in Warri, you don't understand what the mogoshuku is, but I can't explain it. But then my mom used to wake up with omogoshuku. She would just wake up and then it would be like this. And then to now go and bring, my mom had this medicine that cures everything. It's called slowly mint. Slowly mint. I don't know if you guys have it growing up, but we had it growing up. Slowly mint. Slowly mint, if you have Qatar or stuffy nose, you put it in hot water and then you cover yourself and you breathe in and out for like 5 minutes and then you're fine. If you have sore throat, you put a drop of it inside warm water with salt and then you drink it. If you have like inflammation, okay, that's the word, right? Inflammation. Okay, you put it there. If you have boil that is developing, you rub it and then you put it there. That one drug, slowly mint, cures everything. I don't know how my mom does it, but my mom is a English native doctor. That's the way I used to call her back in the day. Came with that and said, Baba, I do inside car, and as it was going, I can't get muscle pull. The shanker comes sorry for me. Man, I've had muscle pull doing that thing many times back in the day. Because you want to experiment some kind of style that I don't understand. But then when you now get married, you don't even try those kind of things with your wife. What is with us and girlfriends, by the way, that we think we can do them anyhow? We can bend them, fold them, squeeze them. Girls, why do you people like it? If there's a girl you're talking to, why do you people like us bending you, folding you like that? Like, I don't know. We're contortionists. He said the draws is on Monday by 11 a.m. We know. Okay, Darren, he said, I tell you, boss, my village farm bush. Oh, God, that breeze. Don't ever go shit for bush. Breeze will just blow. Like, the first time you will feel the Lord's walk all around you. You feel the goodness of God. Breeze will be blowing, fly will be coming, everything be serenading. Like, the nature will be playing blues for you. Ah, God. Then if you can't go shamfa inside bush, Lord have mercy. That is sweet. Today, see, I never said anything. I go here shoot today. That be when I want to do sports show. We'll talk everything today. Today, all the thing we want to talk, we'll talk today. But those things used to be very sweet too. Until Nigerian pastors now came and stopped us from going to the village. That's the village is where village people are. Who go there village? Before that village people go there village. Say that these people are responsible for all the evil that happened to us. That's how they stop us from going to the village. Oh, don't you remember like I said, good morning, boss, and Benedict is not here today. He said, great win for Arsenal yesterday. That win. Well, I'm happy for Tierney. Save us from the 32nd round. Looking forward to the London derby. Very glad our guys are coming back from injuries. And then he went and said, Mr. Good evening. First test is Manchester United. Draws will take place on Monday afternoon. We know. We're just looking forward to it. Forward. This is back. Forward to it. Okay, let me go back to the list of injuries and then patch myself under number 10. Okay, do you guys remember David Batty? Played for Leeds United. You should remember this guy. Okay, so this is how he got his own injury. That's some kind of injuries. Like, how do you get injured like this? Okay, somebody got out of bed, got injured. His 2-year-old daughter got him injured. Looking at my 3-year-old son, that boy can get me injured if I'm not careful. Okay, the former Leeds United man was known for his no-nonsense style of play. Okay, it was any player in that Leeds United that was no-nonsense. All of them were no-nonsense. They were like Wimbledon. Okay, picking up no less than 65 yellow cards and 5 red cards during his time in the Premier League. But then, there's this one that somebody got him. Okay, it's fair to say his fellow rival players all laughed hysterically when it was discovered his 2-year-old daughter injured his Achilles tendon while riding a bicycle, keeping him sidelined for a few weeks. She definitely left a bit in there. Okay, you can take that one. Take one for the family. I mean, it's happened. Marco Asensio is one of those players that was regarded as the player that will make it to the top. But how does a player get infected via pimple? I don't understand. But let me read this first. Saviki said, I do it inside bus car from Usuka to Lagos in 1998. In fact, our bus broke down. I was happy. that the journey is prolonged. I even missed Nigeria versus Spain game in that World Cup because of Shamfari. Papa was a Rolling Stone back in the day. So let's talk about pimples infection. How does people, like, when I was growing up, I used to see people have like big pimples on their face, they press it, and granite will come outside. They used to say it's people that eat granite that get pimples. Me, I am the king of granules. Like I eat granite like every day. My mom used to sell granite. We used to fry it, both the dry one, the broken one. And then there's this woman that used to live at Onokiti's compound. She sell bottle granite. She's the first person that I saw sell bottle granite. Our job, we work for her, is to peel the granite, but make sure we don't break it. Peel it and then put it in the bottle. So I mean, you can't do that and not eat granite now. I never had pimples. Okay. Okay, in one of the more gross entries on the list, Marco Asensio had to sit out of Real Madrid's opening Champions League group game in 2017 because he couldn't put his socks on. Why? Why, for crossing? Do you really want to know why? Okay, well, it was due to an infected pimples on his leg. Then they got pimple for leg, which came as a result of shaving. First of all, why? Proving too painful an ordeal and requiring him to wait for the swelling to reduce. Zidane wasn't faced to tell the public he has a pimple on his leg, which means he cannot lift his sock. He said between laughs. Okay, that's funny. That's funny, but hey, it happened. Somebody had told you that this happened to them. You would not believe, but it did happen. Can bread food, microwaving eggs. How does microwaving eggs end up making somebody not to play football? Well, this is the story. Without question, an essential inclusion on the list. Ken Bradford was treated at hospital for a Darwin Award Square calamity that added insult to injury as the defender was already out with a foot problem while at Rangers in 2007. While inspecting 2 eggs, he was poaching in the microwave. Mistake number 1, one of them exploded on him when closely examining it. Mistake number 2, scalding him in the face. Oh, village people, there's nowhere you don't belong. Oh, everywhere you are there. Okay, Rio Ferdinand. Let's talk about Rio Ferdinand. How do you get injured watching TV? Like, just sit down and then somebody send us a message. Oh, I was watching your show and I got injured. How? And then your show is responsible for me getting injured. How? I didn't wish. Why not the Apostle Suleiman? True. Okay, let's see. With their lives very much in the spotlight, footballers love a bit of downtime where they can play video games, read a book, or as many do, indulge in a sport of light television on the sofa. In Ferdinand's case, the latter resulted in him spending a few weeks in the sideline, having had his leg rested up on the coffee table for a number of hours. Upon sitting up, he pulled a tendon in his knee and missed a number of games for Leeds United. I wonder if he watched any TV during his time off. That's sad. That's sad. Okay, I can see Benedict is watching from somewhere. That's sad. Liam Lawrence, okay, he played for Stoke City. I remember him very well, okay? Tripping over his dog. Okay, this can happen to anybody. So let's not laugh at this one. This is not one to laugh at. This can happen to anybody. You know how restless dogs can be? I've had dogs like almost all my life. The only place in this world I've not had a dog is in Lagos. Every other places I've been that I've lived more than 3 or 6 months, I've had a dog. Dogs, they don't hear word. They listen to their own tune. Sometimes the way they welcome you, if you think it's fight. Don't wear white cloth if you have a dog, because they will pour it. Not stay, they will pour it. They will put their paw patrol. Okay, another one of the more backing mad injuries on this list. Stoke City's Liam Lawrence suffered an ankle strain and was forced. Ankle strain like Gwen. Okay, I was forced to miss 2 matches in 2008. Okay, man's best friend turned man's worst enemy as the winger tried avoiding a slipping canine companion, but in turn slipped over him and tumbled down the stairs during the night. He was supposed to be out for longer, but dogged attitude saw him back in the fold in a few weeks later. I bet that wasn't a fun phone call to make to Tony Pulis at the time. K. Udofia say, Baba, I saw the shack. I know the shack before inside car for VI, just opposite Landmark Towers. And as we were on it, police just showed. Thank God my car was tint. And before they got to us, we just adjust like a counseling section. But you know that moment. Okay, so let me tell you this one that this bros just wrote about it. That moment is not awkward. The moment after the police, everybody's gone. The next conversation after that, because I mean, when I never reached end of the road before this happened. So you guys just adjust and everything. And then how do you continue? Because Uncle Godot, I mean, this uncle down below for Jerusalem, then they tell her before they stand up. But at the same time, something that they happen before they humble. He go down humble. He not going to stand up again. And then the mood moment don't go. So the awkwardness of how to continue the conversation sometimes can be crazy, child. But it's fun. It's fun. I think we're having good fun today anyway. Casey Keller, this guy used to be like, man, after Tony Muella, this guy became the guy. Before then, you now have Brad Friedel, and then before you now have Tim Howard. US have always had good goalkeepers. And the reason is Americans always catch the ball. Almost everything they do, basketball, hand, NFL, hand, everything, hand. So America is supposed to be producing the best goalkeepers in the world. That's why I say it, not even Italy. But then, what happened with Casey Keller? Grabbing his own golf club. How does grabbing a golf club get you, injured in football? One of many accomplished American goalkeepers to grace the side of the pond, Casey Keller was known for his impressive stints at Tottenham Hotspur and Leicester City. Okay, he did, however, put in a rather toothless performance once when heading out for a few rounds of golf. Clearly, somewhat too vigorously, Keller was pulling his golf club out of the boot of his car, only to smash himself in the face and knock his front tooth out. How aggressive can you be? How aggressive can you be? How forceful can you be doing that? But then it happened. Okay, Saviki, he says stupid uncle is very, very sensitive to his environment. Only if Gogbera suddenly and I lay down low when condition is critical. I didn't tell you that uncle down there, he got a mind of his own. He got a mind of his own. Charlie George, okay? This guy got injured mowing the grass. Okay, anybody can get injured mowing the grass anyway. If you don't know this one already, you're probably conjuring up a few horrific ideas in your head by now. Okay, got an idea? Well, you probably weren't far off in your thinking with the damage former Arsenal favorite Charlie George caused himself back in the 80s. Okay, he said, I lifted the mower up to clear some grass from the blades when it moved and chopped off my fingers. Jeez. Yeah, he exclaimed. I suppose I am lucky that I didn't lose my hand. George dismissed the idea. His career was over at 29, saying, I won't be able to take a throw in or put two fingers up at the moment. It's important things of life. Sorry about that, bro. But that's freaking. Okay, going for a jog. I was going out for a jog, get you injured, you get to hear this. Now, firstly, let's be clear. This one has nothing to do with Cambridge United and their mascot. But then let's talk about jogging. However, the animal in question might provide a hint. Okay, so what can be described as the most Norwegian thing you hear all year? Sven Grondeland was forced to miss an upcoming 1970s World Cup qualification match for Norway after colliding with a moose. Yes, a moose while out jogging one afternoon. Must have been pretty snowy not to spot a moose. Okay, number 2, almost at the end of it. Kevin Kyle feeding his infant son. How does that get a grown-up man injured? I don't know, but let's see the story. During his time at Sunderland, Kevin Kyle was balancing his time as a father to an 8-month-old infant baby while playing for one of England's biggest football clubs at the time. And how does anybody describe Sunderland as a big club? I don't understand, but let's just accept the writer's discretion and nuance as it is. Okay, he however set the Stadium of Light on fire, but he certainly burned something. While holding out hot water and milk with his baby boy sitting in his lap, his son, as children do, kicked out, knocking a combination of hot water and milk all over his daddy's private area down below again. Okay, a presumably immediate trip to the hospital followed, with Kai suffering burns to his inner chambers. Okay, well, you go figure the rest. Right, the grill, except morning boss, the weather's place I don't shank now inside my papa thick banana farm with one of the workers wey be dey crush on me back in the village. Go farm, oh, go count banana. You go there almost give person belle. No wonder you dey grill ripe plantain. But it's just that your ripe plantain is the best in this Lagos. Anybody that wants to eat plantain and fish, bolly and fish, or chicken or turkey, that's the guy to go to. But you see, say it does start since for village, and for village now this ski come. When they go village, you go get wish. This one get go village, go learn how to do banana and the plantain. Any asha. Let's end it up today with Darius Vassell. Aha! Darius Vassell used to be a very, very notable player for Aston Villa and Man City. And score goals, odd goals. When you need him to score, he will miss. When you need him to miss, he will score. But then this is what happened. The list is in no particular order anyway, but he's in number 1 on this list. And it was improper use of power tools that caused this one's injury. How did that happen? Okay, in fairness, I'm sure we've all had lapses in concentration where we may put salt instead of sugar in our coffee or put our shoes on the wrong way around. Well, it's happened to me once, but not salt instead of sugar. I've never done that. But surely nobody has ever thought to relieve the pressure of a swollen toe with a drill. I think so. I was working with this guy called Akim Kilani, the jiggy man. He had toothache. He used screwdriver to uproot the tooth. So what Vassell did and subsequently caused more harm than good by suffering a nasty infection and spending weeks on the sideline. If his teammates didn't call him Darren's blood vessels after that, we can all go home now and call it a day. That's what happened to Darren Vassell. And I think that I've done something similar before. Okay, I don't know if people still have it. There's one thing they used to call weak low, and I don't know why they call it weak low anyway, but there's something they used to call weak low. I've had it in my hand, I have it in my leg, in my thumb, like everywhere. And there was a time when this one was just like growing up, the head was just swelling like cobra head and was refusing to burst. And I used razor blade, tear it open, and everything burst out. It was the pain of all pain that I had. Okay, the grill now does have the second one, a sequel. Another one now for under L2 stairs in Uniben, but that one give me cramp for my right leg that night. On that staircase, you guys are dirty. You guys have done some terrible things. Well, I've had my fair share too, right? And that's where we call it a wrap on the show today for all of those nastities. But let me just give you another one that adds up to the list. and this would make you laugh a little bit. Okay, it would make you laugh a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. Remember when people score goals and everybody's always running and going to celebrate? One of those things that I always am afraid of is when you slide and another person is sliding to come and join you in that goal celebration. As all the time I score a goal, I'm always standing. I celebrate, but I like to stand. And then another one is you lie down and then people will be jumping on top of you. You get at the bottom of my feet. Okay, I know that adrenaline will give you strength, but sometimes it doesn't always go well. Okay, Everton boss Frank Lampard is the latest star to suffer a freak accident, breaking his hand while celebrating Alex Iwobi's late goal to clinch a vital victory against Newcastle. Now, so in case you guys are not aware, that's what happened. And I decided to bring this in because it is new. Was on his left hand celebrating a goal scored by Alex Iwobi. So when next I have to interview Alex Iwobi, and it might happen very soon, I definitely will be asking Alex Iwobi the conversation that went on after that injury. Spines Cosmetics says, kudos to you. Bring Murphy to live show, please. So Murphy and I are on two different time zones. Murphy's in Texas, I'm in Lagos. Our time zones are different. Right now, Murphy is sleeping. I can't bring him unless I do an evening show. Unfortunately, if you live in the US too, you're not always free. You gotta go work, hustle, and live your life. I'm sorry, that might not happen now, but when the time permits, we already have that discussed. We might get it done, but I don't know when that will be. But let's keep our fingers crossed and see how that works out on its own. Amid the draws, Lampard took a whack to the left hand. It was shaking as he checked his wrist in the final second. And as he came on air to discuss the all-important 3-point, the ex-England midfielder was spotting a nasty bruise and lump. He told Prime Video, "I've broken my hand in celebration. My bones must be going soft. I don't remember the moment. I don't realize at the time, but as the game carried on, I was a bit sore and shaking. But I don't care. I'll take it for 3 points. Super Frank isn't the first to suffer a nasty scab. Here are some more of football's most bizarre injuries. Unfortunately, we don't have time. Spine Cosmetics say, please do. It's all for the fans, bro. We trust you. The fans should also realize that we have to respect time zones, right? Murphy's sleeping, don't keep him awake, right? It's time for me to pack my bags and baggages and leave the building today. Yes, I decided to do a different type of show today and I have a different type of conversation. Ogunjimi Mobolaji say, good morning, Idafe. Can you just forecast the result of Chelsea and Arsenal, Liverpool and Tottenham? And oh no, I cannot just forecast it because I don't have clairvoyant powers to do that, right? So this is why I draw the curtains on the show today. Thank you very much for being here. We talked about a lot of things, weird things that are football related and things that are not football related. And the reason being that I was focusing on injuries that happen outside of football. And so we mixed it up with a little bit of sex, a little bit of drama, a little bit of here and there. And it's fine. 1 hour is come and gone. We gotta go now, right? So you guys have a wonderful day. Have a blessed weekend. Arsenal, please win. And Tottenham and Liverpool, whatever you choose to do, that's a business, okay? If you like, you win. I don't care. Tottenham, if you like, you lose. I don't care. Liverpool, if you like, you win. I don't care. If whatever you do, you do. The other one just say, the forecaster. No, I have a lady forecaster. Forecast. Oh, forecasting. Oh, forecasting. Oh, forecasting. I'm not forecasting anything. No, I'm counting on Arsenal to win, guys. But on the more serious note, I think that Arsenal playing on Thursday might just play an advantage into Chelsea's hand. But I think that Liverpool might win against Spurs. But I don't know. I mean, I'm not predicting those games. I'm out of that. Yeah, my name is Alfie Mawson. You love to come in and look at our sports. It's been fun today. And sometimes you just have to do something different. Don't be too predictable. So for those of you who did enjoy it today, well, I cannot apologize for doing something different, okay? But for those of you who enjoyed it, thank you very much for sharing and for being part of the show. Maybe next Friday we'll do something similar again. Some of that time, I don't know, as the spirit leads. But I've had fun today, and I hope you also have had fun as well. Once again, my name is Alfie Mawson. You're going to love to come in the local on spot, and it's been a great time here. Keep it locked. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.